All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. This time we're taking a look at Google Drive, but not just the basics, talking like the stuff that can really transform your business if you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, really unlock the power of this free tool that so many people kind of take for granted.
And we're so lucky because we've got this incredible guide from Unscrewed Marketing.
Yeah, formerly Vicky Wu Marketing.
That's right. They just went through a little rebrand.
They did.
But yeah, they've got all these years of experience helping entrepreneurs get the most out of their business and compete with those bigger companies.
Right.
So they know what they're talking about when it comes to Google Drive.
Yeah.
I was reading through their guide and I was like, wow, I am not using Drive to its full potential at all.
Yeah, and I think that's true of so many entrepreneurs. We get caught up in the day-to-day.
Right.
And we don't always stop and think okay, what are the tools that I'm using and how can I really maximize them?
Welcome to your marketing department, where we share the best tips for marketing your small business. And the full link to this topic is down in the description. Be sure to subscribe so that you never miss our latest update.
I guess let's start with the big picture. Why should entrepreneurs care about Google Drive beyond just storing files?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that it can become the central hub for your entire business.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. You're wearing so many hats as an entrepreneur.
Right.
You're the marketer, the project manager, the accountant.
No, the customer service.
Exactly. And Drive can actually help you manage all of those different roles in one place.
Okay. That's starting to make sense.
Yeah. So instead of having a bunch of different tools and systems that don't really talk to each other, you can streamline everything within Drive.
So what does that look like in practice?
Yeah.
What are some specific things that entrepreneurs can do with Drive that they might be overlooking?
Oh, man. There's so many possibilities, but I'd say one of the most powerful features is the sharing permissions.
Okay. Yeah. I've definitely had situations where I wished I had more control over who could edit what.
Right, exactly. So think about it. You might have clients who need view-only access to proposals, contractors who need editing rights on specific project folders, and your internal team who needs full collaboration privileges.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Mastering those granular controls can seriously streamline your workflows.
And prevent any accidental deletions or edits or...
Exactly. It's all about having that peace of mind knowing that your data is safe and secure.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of safety and security, I remember a while back, I lost a super important client proposal when my old laptop decided to give up the ghost.
Oh, no.
It was a total nightmare. And it made me realize that I needed to get serious about cloud storage.
Yeah, that's why the cloud-based nature of Drive is so crucial for entrepreneurs. It's not just about accessing your files from anywhere. It's about knowing that your data is backed up and protected no matter what happens to your hardware.
And let's not forget about that autosave feature.
Oh, yeah. Forget frantically hitting save every few minutes. Drive has your back.
Seriously, no more near heart attacks every time my computer freezes.
Exactly. You can just focus on the work knowing that everything is being saved automatically.
Okay, so we've talked about the safety and accessibility of Drive, but what about actually using it to boost productivity?
Right.
Especially when it comes to creating content.
Well, Google Docs is obviously a powerhouse for writing and collaborating.
Of course.
But I think a lot of people don't realize how powerful the suggesting mode can be for getting client feedback.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So instead of sending drafts back and forth with tracked changes...
Which can get messy.
Yeah, totally. You can have clients leave comments and suggestions directly within the doc.
Okay.
It keeps everything centralized and makes incorporating feedback so much easier.
Oh, that's a great tip. I'm always looking for ways to simplify the feedback process and avoid those endless email chains.
Exactly. It's all about streamlining your workflow and making things as efficient as possible.
So what about brainstorming sessions or team meetings? Is there a way to use Drive to capture those ideas and make sure they don't get lost in the shuffle?
Absolutely. I love using a shared Google Docs specifically for brainstorming. Everyone can jump in and contribute ideas in real time.
Okay.
And you can even use the built-in drawing tools to visually map out concepts.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
It's way more interactive and engaging than traditional note-taking.
And you've got a searchable record of everything that was discussed.
Right, which is so important when you're trying to track ideas and make sure nothing falls through the cracks.
That's a great point. I'm already picturing a team brainstorming session where we're all throwing ideas onto a shared doc. It just feels so much more dynamic than, passing around a notepad or emailing ideas back and forth.
Yeah, it's all about that real-time collaboration and making sure everyone feels like they're part of the process.
So we've talked about docs, but what about some of the other tools within the Google Drive suite?
Right.
Let's start with Google Sheets. What are some hidden gems there that entrepreneurs might be missing out on?
Oh, there are so many good ones. But I think one of the most powerful things about Sheets is its ability to help you manage your financials like a pro.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Tell me more about that.
So imagine creating a dynamic profit and loss statement that updates automatically as you input your income and expenses. And the beauty is it's all customizable. You can create your own templates tailored to your specific business needs.
Okay, now that's impressive.
And with a little bit of formula magic, you can automate a lot of the tedious calculations.
That sounds dangerous.
It's not as scary as it sounds. I promise there are tons of resources available online to help you learn the basics of formulas.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a try. It just seems like it could save so much time and headache.
It definitely can. And don't forget about the collaborative aspect. You can easily show these spreadsheets with your accountant or financial advisor.
Right.
And they can access the information in real time, no more emailing back and forth with updated versions.
Okay, now we're talking serious efficiency.
Exactly. And the Unscrewed Marketing Guide actually mentions using Sheets for content planning, too.
Oh, really? How does that work?
Well, I'm a big believer in having a centralized content calendar. And Sheets is the perfect tool for that. You can create a tab for each month, list out your planned content pieces, assign deadlines, track progress, and even link to your drafts in Google Docs.
I love that it's like having a visual overview of your entire content strategy.
Yeah.
It keeps everything organized and on track. I'm definitely stealing that idea.
Steal away. It's a game changer for sure. And here's another pro tip. You can use conditional formatting in Sheets to visually highlight certain cells based on specific criteria. For example, you could have cells turn red if a deadline is approaching, or green if a task is completed.
Oh, that's so smart. Those little visual cues are so helpful for staying on top of things, especially when you're juggling a million different tasks as an entrepreneur.
Exactly. It's all about making things as easy and intuitive as possible so you can focus on the important stuff.
Now, before we move on to the other tools in the Drive suite, I have to ask about Google Forms. I've used them for basic stuff like surveys and feedback forms, but I'm curious to hear how Unscrewed Marketing recommends using them for business.
Well, one brilliant use case is client onboarding.
Okay.
Instead of sending a long, boring email with a bunch of questions, you can create an interactive onboarding form that clients can fill out easily online.
Oh, I like that.
It's professional organized and ensures you're capturing all the essential information right from the start.
Yeah, that makes the whole onboarding process so much smoother for everyone involved.
Exactly. And the beauty is you can customize the form to match your brand and ask specific questions tailored to your business needs.
Cool.
Plus, the responses are automatically collected and organized in Sheets, so you can easily access and analyze the data.
So you're saying I can ditch those messy Word doc questionnaires and impress my clients with sleek interactive forms while simultaneously streamlining my data collection process.
Precisely. And it's not just for client onboarding. You can use forms for lead generation, event registrations, market research, customer feedback.
Yeah.
The possibilities are really endless.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. I'm starting to realize that Google Drive isn't just a bunch of separate tools. It's like this interconnected ecosystem that can power your entire business.
You got it. And the best part is it's constantly evolving. Google is always adding new features and integrations, so there's always something new to learn and explore.
All right, so we've covered doc sheets and forms. What about slides? Is there anything particularly useful about slides for entrepreneurs that we haven't already touched on?
Oh, definitely. Slides is often seen as just a presentation tool, but it can be so much more than that, especially for entrepreneurs who are always pitching their business, their products, their ideas.
It's true. I'm constantly sending out proposals and decks to potential clients, and I'll admit they're not always the most visually appealing documents.
Right, and that's where slides can really shine. You can ditch those boring PDFs and create engaging, visually appealing presentations that really bring your ideas to life.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I love the idea of adding some visual flair to my proposals. It definitely beats sending out a wall of text.
And think about all those times you need to create quick visuals for social media or your website. You don't need to be a graphic design whiz to create eye-catching graphics using slides. It's super user-friendly, and there are tons of templates and resources available online.
So I could potentially ditch my expensive graphic design software and create everything from social media posts to presentation decks right within Google Drive.
Absolutely. It's all about working smarter, not harder, and leveraging the tools you already have to their full potential.
And that seems to be a theme running throughout Unscrewed Marketing's guide. They're not trying to sell you on some fancy, extensive software. They're empowering you to succeed with the resources that are readily available.
Exactly. They understand the challenges entrepreneurs face, and they're all about providing practical, actionable solutions that don't break the bank.
That's what I love about them. And I have to say, this deep dive into Google Drive has been a total eye-opener. I came in thinking I knew the basics, but I'm walking away with a whole new arsenal of strategies and tactics to streamline my business and boost my productivity.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's amazing how much power is packed into these free tools that we often take for granted.
And on that note, I want to make sure our listeners know where to find Unscrewed Marketing if they want to learn more about their services or check out their incredible resources.
Their website is unscrewedmarketing.com, and it's seriously a treasure trove of valuable information for entrepreneurs.
Definitely check them out, folks. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought. What's one thing you can automate or streamline in your business today using Google Drive? It could be something as simple as setting up a content calendar in Sheets, or as ambitious as migrating your entire client onboarding process to Forms. Whatever it is, take that first step and unleash the power of Google Drive.
That's a great challenge. I love it.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration of the world of business and entrepreneurship.
See you then.